studies and our international lawyer in the person of Amandabri. At least the results are speaking for themselves, and those are one of the things the information minister have taken upon himself to, like, bring back to our memories, like to rephrase all these things back to our memories, of which I believe that so many of us have even forgotten about this, you know, memo, this publication that is written regarding the collaboration when it comes to defense between the Biafran Republic government in exile, BDF, and the American government, and the negotiations that have been going on all this while between the Biafran Republic government in exile on behalf of the Biafran people and also on behalf of the Biafran Defense Forces. And that is why we have a topic like this up here today that says the BDF new command unveiled became a threat to the Nigerian government and also the ESM, madness of which we also a few days ago. Those that would believe that we are fighting the same battle together, coming up to claim something that is so alien to the Biafran Republic government in exile and also alien to the Biafran Defense Forces. And I also want to appreciate our information minister for coming out today, to explain these things in details for we the Biafran people to really understand what is going on and also understand that whatever that is happening currently is the handwriting of the Nigerian government, because they have tried everything they could in their power. They have tried everything they could with their money. They have tried everything they could with their weapons and also their sophisticated policies all around the world, but at the end of the day they keep failing because the Biafran Republic government in exile is just and honest, towards its duty or towards its fight for the Biafran uh, people. And programs like this doesn't come up always like that. It comes up occasionally, and the reason why this program is coming up is for we to pay attention closely to what our information minister in the person of Mazi Sonia Farawa, the Okokoden of our time, for us to pay good attention and also make sure we follow up in every details. Yeah, so are you back?
Yes, I mentioned again. No, conclude,
All right,
conclude,
you can
conclude, conclude, conclude.
yeah, so it's just for every one of us to follow all the details and everything that is going to be detailing to us regarding the progress and and the achievement that the Biafran Republic government in Nigeria have been able to achieve in Washington DC. And also this program should be for us to recommit in case of those of us that have been, some of us now, our legs are outside, our legs are in. Now is the time for us. This program is about, to bring those legs together and also march very strong and also continue to support the Biafran Republic government in exile and its activities. So I welcome every one of us once more as we continue to listen to our information minister. So thank you very much, information minister, for the privilege. You can have the mic now, sir.
Thank you, Machineke. Thank you for being there and for holding the line. I salute you. I appreciate everyone that have been hanging on. And as we continue, the 3 points that we just read before talked so much about American government should interfere to release our leaders that are inside prison. Then we come down to what did we present to the U.S. government, which goes in line with the newly unveiled command, because American government works with people that are serious and people that have a roadmap, while Nigerian government will continue to be crying. But in as much as they cry, they are very, very criminal in nature. This is one thing you need to look at Nigerian government. They are crooked. They can do anything that you did not think that they can do. Because why? The money for oil and gas is there. So they can use the oil and gas in your community to enter into a collateral with anybody without you knowing. And that will rape you off of your generations that are coming to be in the next 100 years. So when they sat down and saw that we unveiled the pact or deal that we've had with the US government in July 15, 2025, they did not take it serious. They ignored, they left it there. Because then they thought that as they have kidnapped my Simon and locked him up in Finland, that it is all gone. Because those splinter groups that were all recruited that came out, they were telling Nigerian government they should not worry that they have destroyed BRGI, that they are in to make sure Okenkere does not succeed in anything, it does not go to anywhere. So they gave Nigerian government the assurance that BRGI will not be able to achieve anything or to make any effort, so they should just go and relax because they are inside here to destroy. But little they don't know that it is not business as usual. Nigerian government did not react or pee in their panties all the way from July 15, 2025. Uh-huh. They sat back and then saw that a congressional briefing came up in September 2025, same BRGI, where Biafrans were there with PM Okenkere to give live testimony and evidences against Nigeria. They did not go to give evidences in favor of Nigeria. No, they went to give evidences against Nigeria. But we are very ashamed that the people that were in the press club the other day, they were giving evidences to favor Nigeria so that Nigeria can still have collaboration and 2027 elections can still happen in Nigeria for Nigeria to still continue, which is a very failed tactics. And we are very disappointed in them. These are the same people that unveiled the Sokoto Declaration, which the Sokoto Declaration was talking about the unity of Nigeria and how 2027 election can still come to be. They still went to come to that press conference that day to still disgrace themselves again. And even somebody like Bryson that was shouting BRGI, BGC, he now derailed from BRGI to now Save Nigeria group, Save Nigeria mandate. They're talking of how America can continue to align with Nigerian government to make Nigeria a better place so that everybody in Nigeria can continue to live. You cannot pronounce Biafra again. When you are out, you are out. When the spirit of Satan enter you, you see it. When the spirit of Papa can enter you, there is nothing that can deliver you. You will be on the stage. You will be trying to bite your tongue and see how you can mimic somebody from what the person says so that you can bring in Biafra in your conversation. No, it is not allowed because you did not go with a government or a people that went to talk about Biafra. No, you went with a people that went to talk about the unity of Nigeria. So you must also do what? Speak unity of Nigeria. You people got Mama Erewa enraged and then she spark up. Hey, my subtle grandmother woke up from a small seat and got angry because I just they talk Nigeria, Nigeria, Nigeria. But I don't talk Biafra. You people took my marijuana to an unwelcomed conference that did not relate to our own plight. Anyway, she tried because if not, she was scattered the table pass as it is so. Now, Nigerian government did not react or scatter the floor since that time. Can't reach now. They still maintain, even after we submitted the testimony in June, submitted this US BRGIE deal in July, appeared in US Congress for congressional briefing in September, still continued diplomatic engagement with the US congressmen and policymakers in America. They did not cry. Then, later came the designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern. More sanctions followed. Then that was when they started waking up. They woke up and then they started coming after BRGIE. And they started doing everything to see if they can destroy BRGIE from within. But they did not succeed. More Boko Haram terrorists and ISIS and ISWAP are collecting woto woto on daily basis. You see, Nigerian terrorist government did not rush to come after BRGI. They were just going slow. First, they came to tackle us that we are the one coming up with the Christian genocide, that it is a propaganda. How many of you remember when the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Nigeria was calling President Trump a liar? That President Trump is a liar that is acting on falsehood, that there is no Christian genocide in Nigeria, and that they don't want to be the second Sudan, and that the facts are not accurate. But he was asked how many people were kidnapped, how many people were massacred. He does not have the accurate number, a minister of foreign affairs. It did not pain Nigeria to the point that they are supposed to have done something very drastic and barbaric against the Biafran people and their defense department or their defense ministry or their defense headquarters. Until now, until now, Nigerian government undermining BRGIA have made them lose many things. Yes, because if BRGIA had released a talk deal, a pact, an allegiance of agreement with the U.S. government, a proposal given to the U.S. government since July of 2025, and you ignored them, you did not take them serious. And this pact was stating that they are to do what? To offer both economic and defense deals in exchange for political support being considered. And then the point has three agendas: defense agreement between the US and Biafra, including allowing the US to have permanent military bases in Biafra, as well as access to seaports and to station US troops. To establish a close counter-terrorism collaboration between the US and Biafra against Islamic terrorist groups in the region, as well as piracy in the Gulf of Guinea. Three, enter into MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, with the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency and allow for the CIA to operate freely in Biafra territory. Furthermore, invite the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency to establish listening posts in Biafra for the purpose of signals intelligence. Four, establish economic agreement between the U.S. and Biafra, especially in areas of critical minerals and oil and gas, which will include preferential treatment and concessions for U.S. companies. Nigerian government did not see anything in this. They did not take it serious because this was July 2025. They ignored. Then BRGI gave them 1 year ahead between July 2025 to 30th of May 2026. BRGI now unveiled Biafra Special Operations Command, Biafra Defense Intelligence Agency, which is to work in hand with the U.S. Central Command here, the intelligence command that was spotted and enumerated in the July 15, 2025 BRGIE talk with the U.S. government deal. Do you see the time range? Do you see how the thing is going? It is now on the 30th of May that BRGIE unveiled these two intelligence units, these special commands. So when Nigerian government saw these two special commands. They now wake up from their sleep and say, hey, what we saw from these people in July 15 and we ignored, we did not actually know what was coming. We did not take them seriously. Now we can understand that something needs to be done. And that if they don't do something, hey, everywhere go catch fire. So from this, from seeing the US pact with a proposed pact with Biafra people in July 2025, undermining the BRGIE and the BDF since then, and then on 30th of May, they woke up now to see that this intelligence unit have been established. That means there are underground work ongoing to follow up the publication that BRGIE did in July 2025. Yes, there is a follow-up work, there is underground work that has been happening from 2025 July to May. There is a follow-up work that has been happening. So, if nothing was happening, how did they get to the point of establishing these two intelligence units, these two special command that is going to come to work in line with the deals and the talk with the US government that was unveiled in a memo on July 15, 2025? They all came together. That memo of July 2025 and the unveiling of these two commands of BDF is a shock wave, and it is putting Nigeria off balance. So I want all of you to know that Nigerian government did not need to go and sleep. That is why you saw the ESN madness. I want you all to ask yourself the question: why didn't they come to make such announcement before, since 2021 down to 2026, and say Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the one commanding ESN, and then you're standing inside the BDF command unit, and then you are using the BDF flag? Yeah. So the unveiling of these two special command of BDF on the 30th of May became a very big boil on the scrotum of Nigeria. They now understand that BRGI have not just come to talk and go, that when they finish talk, they go down and they are working. That they talk about this intelligence unit in the memo of the deal with the US government on July 15, 2025. And then in May 30th, 2026, you are seeing the intelligence unit unveiled that will now coordinate things with foreign allies. So with this information, Nigerian government said they must do something. Yes. But for them to do this thing and to achieve it, they have to look for those that will be willing to play the yellow card. Mhm. They look for some of you that were willing tools. When they ask some people, are you ready to play the slave? Some people say no. They ask some of you, and then you say, yes, me, I am willing to play it. Because you have beef with Simon Ekpa before. So anything that you see that connects to BRGI, it is now time for you to go and destroy. You have beef with Okenkere before. So anything you see that belongs to BRGI, any template, it's opportunity for you to use up it and destroy. You have beef with Sonny, you have beef with Totti, you have beef with COS, you have beef with Minister Comfort, you have beef with Eunice and African Red. So now is opportunity for you to show Sonny and show Saibonekpa and show Kenkere and show the entire BRGI that they did you shege before, and now is opportunity for them to use up the opportunity you see to also do your own. Doesn't matter if you're playing the card for Nigerian government, you are very okay. Yes, this is what happened. This is how some of you get to see that you slept and woke up, and then you see that Butuzo and Gentle and Angel Makeup were claiming to be ESN inside BDF command. The fear of the intelligence command and the Defense Special Operations Command of Biafra Defense Forces. The fear of these two agencies that were unveiled on the 30th of May, because they know the implications, they know the secrecy, they know what it means. They see that we are driving very close, that before you unveil intelligence agency, Special Operations Command, and you are stating its aims and objective and its functions, you are not even allowing it to go inside to play in line with the existing structures. You are putting it up in a separate pattern that nobody will be able to influence it, especially those working with Zoo Nigeria and Zoo politicians, those having meetings with Zoo politicians. You disalign it from them. Those that are having party and eating kwabi and eating red wine and palm wine and whiskey that they will bring from Europe. Then when una finish drink whiskey, una tell Biafra say they poison una. Chai! Alumero, una don't deceive Biafra too much. The special command and the intelligence agency has nothing to do with some of you. So the madness now started. So when people saw the opportunity, you people now decided to grab the opportunity. Those that were willing to play the card and to make it happen for you guys, they came up, yes. They said, yes, we are willing to play it. They call some of you and say, who are you are willing to play? This one come, this one come. This one say, no, I'm not willing to play such card. Oh. It will destroy BDM, to destroy every sacrifices that the BDM have made and the work that we have worked for since 2023. Some say, oh, we are ready. Send me, I am willing. It is time for me to pay back the wrong that BRJ did to me. You decide to play the card of Nigerian government. Yes. See how hard it sounds to say, but you have to understand. So it is the fear of the unveiling of the new command of BDF. It is that fear that came about the ESN madness that you saw. And they made use of useful idiots. You know, when uh, Honorable Elia said there are useful idiots in Biafra struggle. So they made use of the useful idiots who are ready to sabotage and destroy their own Biafra simply because it is not under their watch at that time, simply because they are not the one piloting the affairs, or because Sonny hurt them before, or Simon Ekpa hurt them before, or okay, Kere hurt them before, or Totti hurt them before. So when they see opportunity that is given to them by Nigerian government to destroy the entire process of BRJ for Biafra independence, they will walk in and usurp it. But you people have all failed. Yes, you have all failed woefully. And I want to say a very big thank you to Biafrans in two different ways. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is very happy to have you people. That's one thing I want you to know. Yes. And Owazrike at this time will be saying, oh, I wish I had BRGIE in exile, headed by somebody like Okechukwu Kere during the time of Masop. That means when they threatened me to kill me, Okechukwu Kere wouldn't have given up anything because I am the one inside the prison in Nigeria. I am the one facing the travails and everything that is before me. But there is Okechukwu Nkere there and his team of cabinet that are not ready to back down in anything, which is making the force of Biafra to become very strong. The more Nigerian government unveils one card, an attempt to destroy BRGI, and BRGI becomes more resolute and consistent and strong, and resist every tactics and plan that is brought up from Nigeria, whether from the prison of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or anywhere or from Simon Ekpa. The more BRGI here under Okechukwu Nkere and his cabinet are resisting and destroying every attempt and every effort, the more the Biafran cause becomes very strong. Yes, it is normal for anybody that is inside prison with a gun pointed on his head to use paper and sign anything or endorse anything. Yes, because you are fearing for your life. You want to be free. Yes. And it is another thing for the people that are outside to brainstorm and to resist everything that is coming from you inside prison, acting under duress. It is the resistance of the people outside that determines how the cause continue to go. Yes. So I wrote something earlier today. For the past 1 week or two, they said Showore was inside a Kuje prison. And every day, Showore's Twitter account was tweeting something. It was tweeting something on a daily basis. That is to tell you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu also has access to Twitter and Facebook and all the social medias. And he is seeing every good thing and every bad thing that everybody are doing for Biafra and against Biafra, and for Nigeria and against Nigeria. Do not be dismayed of what I'm saying. Do not think that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not knowing or seeing anything I said. No, he knows what we are doing in Washington, D.C. Same thing with Mazi Simon Ekpa. They all know and they have the positive records. And they also see the people that come to give them the negative records. They check and balance. But they have to play the negative card from there. Because if they continue to play the positive card from there to align with us, they will never be considered for release. So at this point, allow them to play the negative card while we resist every negative card coming out from them to show our formidability and our way forward. So, like I said, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be happy in his mind that there are people, that there is BRGIE that is standing Jikimba, no matter every stunt that Nigerian government is pulling, BRGIE is resisting. Then Wazirike will be like, how I wish BRGIE under Okenkere existed while I was in prison. That means when my shop started that time, when they now started rolling some people and turning them like a pendulum ball, no matter what happens, we would have still been conquerors in America, because when America speaks, the entire world follows. That is the message that will be coming from our Sirikena. That he wish myself had government in exile that was led by somebody like Okechukwu Nkere, with the resistance the way it is going now. So we must continue. And Nigeria is feeling the heat. I told you people before, I said, since we started a diplomatic war in Washington, D.C. against Nigeria, Okechukwu Nkere, I have not seen him with Elias or Attorney Dabiri use piston to shoot gun in America. I have not seen them use piston to shoot anything anywhere. All I am seeing is what? Diplomatic warfare. I am seeing diplomacy, diplomatic weapon. That is what I am seeing. It is even becoming louder than when you are using machine to fight in the homeland. Because the Nigerian government will also come with machine. But now you will be looking for who to go and kill and which house you want to go and start shooting and say this is where IPOB or BDF or BRJ officials are inside the homeland. You will not see. But you are collecting woto from America, the handwork of BRJ. Diplomatic isolation internationally, credibility damage on Nigeria, international pressure on their military formations and their government and economy structure. Everything in Nigeria, we put it on upside down. Diplomatically, you don't need any bullet to happen. All you need is work, work, diplomacy. We need money from everybody. We cannot achieve anything without money. Money needs to be on the table to get all the helpful hands in the legal team, in the lobbying team to make it work. Do you remember what Ambassador Tibu Nash said when he was on a Voice of Biafra TV? He said, for a cause of your own, for the cause of Biafra independence, and an issue that is so strategic and diplomatic, he said, before, you hardly can get the attention of U.S. policymakers or lawmakers to talk about Biafra, to give you the attention. He said, but with Elias and with the authority that we have, with his lobbying firm, as sophisticated as Elias is, and with the authority that we have, we are able to break through the U.S. policy circles. And we are able to put our cause on the table. And now people can speak boldly of Biafra and discuss about Biafra. So we need a sophisticated lobby as Elias and Attorney as Dabiri. But that will not happen with mere mouths. That needs to happen with money. So we need everybody to come on board. Bring all that you have. I want to bring something else to the screen for those of you that are watching so that you can also see. Yes, this is a publication from is our space. Those listening on screen, please. Sorry for the interruption. We are coming back. All right, you can see us on the screen again. You can see us on the screen again, and you can hear our voices coming out now. All right. Okay. So we want to read this. Want to put this publication on the screen for everybody to see this publication so that you will understand what is happening. Because the zoo is on a suicidal slide. Now, this is a publication from a Business Day newspaper. Business Day newspaper said U.S. seizes largest terror electronics intelligence since 9/11 in Nigeria operation. I know many of you have seen this publication, but maybe you did not understand the concept. You walk past it, but let me explain something. What this publication is actually telling you is that this publication was released on the 30th of June 2026 from the Business Day newspaper, but from the official handle of the U.S. command, maybe I think it was 2 days ago or yesterday. So, the United States recovered what it described as its largest scale of terrorist electronic intelligence since September 11, 2001 attacks during a recent counter-terrorism operation in Nigeria. According to Sebastian Hockard, the U.S. Senior Director for Counter-Terrorism, Coker said the volume of electronic equipment seized from terrorist camps was so extensive that an additional aircraft was needed to transport the materials out of Nigeria for analysis. Speaking during a recent podcast, Coker described the intelligence all as unprecedented in the post 9/11 era. Listen now, in quote, from that raid we brought home, we needed an extra plane to bring home all the electronic material that we captured in those camps, he said. And the haul was 3 times bigger than any enemy electronics haul since 9/11. So that means if American government have captured electronic intelligence machines that terrorists use, like the Al Qaeda, the ISIS, the ISWAP, the Boko Haram, all these terrorists, even the ones in Iran or even in Afghanistan. This is the biggest of it all. Where did they get it from? Nigeria recently. Recently. Since 9/11. 9/11 was when? When you heard of the massacre of 9/11. Since that 9/11, it is now that they say this is 3 times bigger than that kind since 9/11. According to him, intelligence experts are now analyzing the recovered devices to understand how the ISIS group communicate and coordinate its operations. Now, our experts are taking apart all of that information, looking how ISIS is communicating with each other, Coker said. Remember that the second in command of ISIS was picked out in Nigeria. And Nigerian government have harbored and hide these terrorists since 2001 to this very day. They take care of him, they hide him, they use him to coordinate. Donald Trump, the president of America, said a few days ago that They took out their first in command, the second in command, the third in command in Nigeria. These are terrible people that have caused the death of Christians. They took them out so that Christians can breathe. So they now have, it took them another flight to come and pack these electronic intelligence communication targets. Both the drones, so the tracking devices, so everything that these people have been using in Nigeria. Inside Nigeria, they have the communication unit that they use to track you people down. When you see that they determine who and how and where they have to go and do kidnapping, they have system that they are using, well coordinated. The government of Nigeria are fully aware that they kept them there and allowed them, they use them for the bad job. Because when it is politics time, they use them. Later, they will want to abandon them. He said that the operation also resulted in the death of 199 terrorists, describing it as the largest single enemy neutralization by U.S. forces since the September 11 terrorist attacks. He said, I watched our operators kill 199 jihadis in one operation. He said, adding that he monitored the mission live from the White House situation room. You want to know whether we are winning? 3 weeks ago in Nigeria, I watched it live from the situation room. It was like being in a Tom Clancy movie, but it's better because it is real. Yes. So, Nigerian terrorist government are not so concerned about their terrorist network groups, which they had created and have built a technology and a system that they use to track and monitor you all. Remember that they started with NIN. The NIN, they have all your information. It was a terrorist sympathizer, a terrorist leader, Pantami, that was the one that was spearheading that very department. And you didn't wonder and ask yourself what was actually happening. So if Nigerian terrorist government keeps and hide all these terrorists for all these years, they are not concerned about that. Too. They are concerned about the um, Biafra Defense Forces Special Commands that were unveiled on the 30th of May. That is their problem because they see that with those commands are going to liaise with the international community to now bring their terrorist network down. And those commands are not going to be working with these people that are having party with them and drinking whiskey and eating kwabi with them, which they say they will finish drinking and then they will poison themselves. These commands are going to work especially with people that are not affiliated to them. A special agency, special intelligence unit. So having seen this, Nigerian government, oh, we need to do something. Yes, we need to find a way of breaking them down. We need to find a way of staging something and putting things upside down. Because this intelligence unit that they have unveiled ah, is going to be a very big problem. Hmm. It's going to be a very big problem. So they had to do more. They had to find a way. They had to plan something. They have to do some check and balances to see how that can be able to uh, work out for them. So the fear of the new BDF command that will unveil on the 30th of May is the beginning of wisdom to Nigerian government, and that is why they had to launch the ESN madness groups. Yes, they tried to launch the ESN madness group, but it has failed on arrival because the Biafra Defense Forces new intelligence, new special commands are already ahead of them. So they don't jam another rock. They don't do another mistake. So Nigerian government should try another thing because this one it don't knock. Yes, this one it don't knock. But I have a message for Nigerian government. Um, you people harbor all the terrorists and the financiers, the sponsors. Imagine that you harbor the other terrorist financier that has been in Lagos, operating in Lagos for many years. Then it is American government that is coming to unveil them. Whenever American government asks you, Nigerian government, bring out the list, unveil these terrorist financiers and their sponsors, you refuse. Then when American government brings out one name, you will now accept and say, we accept. Chai! These are the kind of government you all are clapping for. But this same terrorist financier, you eat with them, you sleep with them, you dine with them, you party with them, you do business with them. The money that the international terrorists are sending into Nigeria, you change it through them to finance the terrorist inside. American government action say bring this finance out, you refuse. When American government now brings one name out, you say we accept. You accept, but why did they bring them out? It's not a shame. You're putting your terrorists to keep them for your political agenda. Now, you harbor all the terrorists. I want to also remind you something, Nigerian people. Those electronic devices that American government have taken, which they had to bring over 3 planes to come and pack the 3 plane, extra 3 plane, oh, extra, from the ones that were carrying the troops. They had to call on extra aircraft to come and pack the electronic devices, intelligence electronic devices that you people, terrorists, are using. After they neutralized 199 of you at the spot, which happened to be the central unit of the communication unit. Now, um, American government have taken hold of those devices and they are taking them to carry out investigation. Analysis is ongoing. Hey, how I wish they finish the analysis, they bring out communication intel, where some of you in government are funneling money to this same terrorist network. You are all part of the administration that is ruling the country. You see, all those northern elite that are funding this terrorism, when that time don't reach, because all of their names are going to come out on that list. I salute all of you. As this came up as an emergency, this will not last too long. So I will leave the mic to those that want to say something or ask questions. You can throw in the questions while I will attend to them before we go over to something else because we are moving around the clock. BFJ will come and give you food, and then we go and sit down and see how you are going to run through or run around the circle and see whether you make noise or whether you cry. So the mic is open to anyone that have a question to ask, contributions. I need questions. I need questions. Tote, take the mic. I need questions. If you have a question, please come up, ask your question. Let us clarify what you need to know.
Yeah, thank you very much, Information Minister. Privilege was more. Thank you also detailed uh, analysis regarding the new command built uh, recently also threat has become to the Nigerian terrorists. I believe that every one of us present here in this space listening attentively to the information that the Commission Minister of the Biafran Republic to pass through this media spaces to every one of us, and I believe so many of us have been to connect the dots. The reason why this recent development of saying that the Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is the one now controlling the so-called defunct ESN of Sokoto prison. But Mazin Nnamdi Kanu has been under the captive of the Nigerian terrorist government since 2021. And when he was, under the DSS extension, he was not controlling the ESN from there. When he was also sentenced to life imprisonment, he did not control the ESN from there. He doesn't even know how the so-called ESN was funded. You understand? But recently we now hear that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, their so-called supreme leader, is now the one commanding ESN from Sokoto prison, of which is very laughable to every sane and a reasonable man or woman out there. And from the information that our information minister have given us today, we've come to understand better where all these rhetorics are coming from, and we can be able to conclude within ourselves that yes, these rhetorics are coming from the Nigerian terrorist government. That is why you can never compare the government to an organization. And the Biafran people are very, very lucky to be able to have the Biafran Republic government in exile at this point in time, because that is why you cannot compare, as I said earlier, a government to an organization. And for some of you out there that have been, playing along with this Nigerian terrorist government and template, trying to come against your government, trying to come against the government that have been able to put so much effort in making sure that the plight of the Biafran people is being acknowledged in the United States of America. Today, some of these the places that have been claiming to be fighting for the freedom of the Biafran people all these years, and so many of them will come and say the people's mandate, the people's mandate. The people will decide where they will give their mandate, but they forgot that they forget that 2023. The legitimacy of this Biafra Republic government in exile, and how the mandate of the people was given to the Biafra Republic government in exile was the Helsinki Declaration that happened in Finland 2023, and that the Helsinki Declaration was what vetted the Biafra Republic government in exile charter, which is the blueprint of the Biafran people in pursuing the freedom of the Biafran people. And that document gave the Biafran Republic government in exile the relevance that every one of us is enjoying today in Washington, D.C., because that proved that, yes, that the Biafran Republic government in exile is operating under a democratic template where the people have given their support and their mandate to the government to go and speak for them. Now, if I ask all the splinter groups, what is the mandate of the people in that organization? What is the what is what is the how am I going to put this? What template are they using? If truly, as they claim that they are fighting for the freedom of the Biafran people, what template are they using? Or whose mandate are they fighting for? Because it's not about you coming up all over the places shouting IPOB, shouting USBG shouting PUP, shouting CRC. On whose mandate are you operating on? Did the Biafran people give you any mandate? Did the Biafran people give you their mandate that, okay, go and fight for us and get this freedom for us? No. The only government that the Biafran people have been able to give their mandate and it happened in 2023. So when it comes to geopolitics, because everything the Biafran Republic government in exile has been doing has always been according to the templates and also geopolitics of the international community and the international world. So it's not about you being too emotional. Whenever the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being mentioned there, you start deviating from the actual fight. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have already done his part. He has already done his part, even though he said it before he was kidnapped. He said every one of us should do what? Activate our mental toughness. Because the will be so evil, it will be so challenging. And some of you still dragging Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's name into what we are doing as a free people today. We are not even helping the man. We are still creating more problems for him. And that is why, when he said, I will not disappoint you, but you'll be the one to disappoint me. So many of you did not understand what he meant. In my own understanding, I believe that his statement meant, if it happens that I become a captive, or maybe I'm no more, God forbid that I'm no more alive in this world, will you allow this liberation fight to die? So every one of you now that is clamoring on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that is in detention, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu happens to be no more tomorrow, are you going to allow this freedom fight to die a natural death? That your leader is not available doesn't mean the freedom needs to end. That your leader is under captivity of the enemy doesn't mean you have to wait for the leader. Because the same thing the so-called IPOB, the defunct IPOB DOS did, is the same thing some of you today are doing. Some of you that claim is the same thing some of you now are not doing. Those that claim that they are the original brig without office, they are now waiting for Nnamdi Kanu when he was kidnapped from Kenya and the extraordinary rendition to Nigeria. Maybe by today, nobody will be speaking about Biafra. Even some of you coming out ignorantly to challenge the status quo of the Biafran Republic government in Nigeria today will be nowhere to be found. And assuming that Mazi Ogechikunkeri took the same step that so many of you are taking today and say, okay, because of Mazi Simon Ekpa is now around, okay, let's wait for him to come out. Many of you talking about Biafra today will be nowhere to be found. So many of you that are claiming today to be the most, loved. Some of you that are claiming to love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu so much, love Mazi Simon Ekpa so much. If Mazi Ogechikunkeri did not take that first step to keep the fire burning, so many of you will be nowhere to be found today. That's just the simple truth. That is how human beings are being wired, most especially Black people. They always fight the truth. They always fight the solution and support the destruction. And I really appreciate our information minister for coming out a day like this, to open our eyes to really understand the reason why whatever that is happening today, it's happened. It is the script of the Nigerian government that is playing today. And they have been able to buy some of our people to play this madness that they are playing today. Rage and Fury, do you have a question for the information minister? Because he said he needs question.
Yeah, yes.
Sorry,
I can't
before
actually raise
wait,
my hand.
1 minute before you go. Please, if you have a question for the information minister, because the space will be coming down very soon. So please try and request for the mic now that it's very much available, so you can ask your question. And if you have anything to contribute as well, please request for the mic. Given to you. So, Reed, you can go ahead with your question.
Okay, thank you very much, my dear brother, comrade Totify, and greetings to you, Honorable Minister of Information, as well as every other great Biafran that is here present, and freedom lovers. Let me also take out this time to send my greetings to our current serving Prime Minister, His Excellency Ogechukwu Kere. Before I will ask my question, I would like to lay a little background. Greetings to all our women that are here present as well. I can cite my dear mother, sister, Auntie Eunice, as well as Mary Tekam, and others that will be here that I can't really see for now. So, like I said, before I will ask my question, I will lay a little background. Some time ago, we heard some former BDF personnel coming out to issue a serious warning that they should not use the name of whenever they come online. But in a very short while, the news heard that great conflict that the had fell, and actually the name fell with the bullet of the enemies probably within. And yet, the silence was maintained. After that, we also heard certain personnel who came up to say that the party they drink with Hopu Zodima and Nigeria politicians. The silence was maintained, nothing was said. Not only that, we also saw some of the personnel who came out to say when they were ES community, and I was saying myself that you that is a Biafra defense force personnel, why would you render security service to a Nigeria politician? So that mean that Nigeria politicians make use of you. I can just call you at any time they wish to, and they make use of you and dump you, and later they come and accuse you. There's nothing that the reasoning is not really that deep. Such individuals were not careful enough to know that such things should not be said in the public. But to my ultimate surprise, the silence was still maintained because even the citizens, some of the Biafrans who could see or sight this red light were restricted that this area is a no-go area. That leads to my question, Honorable Minister of Information, if you are still there. If red lights are sighted, does the Biafra government, Republic government in exile, that is speaking for the Biafra people, representing the Biafra people, are cited, does the government turn a blind eye simply because of where the red light are sighted, and are certain people above the law, should silence be maintained over the red light of certain people because they are in certain offices, they are in certain positions? Because when you see evil and you keep quiet, the evil continues. So my question is, when red lights are cited in certain individuals due to their position or to their offices, does the government turn a blind eye and allow the evil to continue? Those are the things that should have been addressed immediately they happen. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Information Minister yourself.
Yes, 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 I'm here. I'm here. Thank you so much. When a red light are sighted, the government do not ignore it. That is where I will leave that question. Anything about defense, the defense council handle it. If there is an to make, they make the appropriate time. Yes. So if there is any red light, they give the red light when it is to be given. A lot of things have happened, and we don't jump into the media to say everything when it is happening because we must say it. No, we are not in a social media pattern of.